So we've been speaking about Jarrod and how he's not too far away from greatness. Another guy who's had a pretty great start to his Test match career is Harry Brook, who after the West Indies series played 15 Test matches, over 1,300 runs, and he's averaging just short of 60 with a strike rate, which is pretty healthy, at just above 90. Could Harry Brook become England's greatest ever batsman?
Yes. So back to Joe Root. Joe Root says it's like batting with Kevin Peterson.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest compliments you could pay a young batsman, right?
And so for the first time, this last Test match against the West Indies, that's the first time I've seen Jamie Smith in the flesh. I've seen clips of him. I thought, wow, crikey, this kid's, he's young. Harry Brook, number 5, number 7. Who's going to get most runs? Is he going to stay at 7? Yeah, he is, because he's Adam Gilchrist. He's going to turn the game. He'll flip the game on its head. Very accomplished player. So that's the first time I've seen him. So Harry Brook and him are going to be fixtures in England's team for years and years to come. Who's going to get most runs?
We should be the number 5.
Yeah.
Number 5 should do it. Are they going to... Would they say, look, he's too good to be at 7? I hope they don't, because Gilchrist was too good to be at 7, but did a fantastic job for the team.
But Gilchrist was coming in with Australia 230 for 5.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen over here. So they might need him to bat at 6, Smith. But let's get back to Brook, right? I worry about the short ball. I worry about the way he flaps at it sometimes. And I know it's a strategy, but I also think it's a strategy that comes from a bit of a technical weakness, the way he plays the short ball at times.
What's that weakness?
Well, I just think that he doesn't like the ball being consistently bowled quickly at his head. I mean, very few people do. He probably does. You and I probably wouldn't, right? And I think...
I wasn't so keen.
Yeah,
no.
not so keen.
Not so keen.
Half volleys, Bumble, half volleys.
Yeah, throw it out. And so I think there's an issue there, because we've already seen him go out to the short ball quite a bit in his career, and he plays it in a way that I don't think is sustainable. And the other thing we need to know about him is how he plays spin, right? I think you face in Test cricket almost 50% spin, where you don't face that in any other level. You're not facing that in county cricket, right? So how he handles top-level spin consistently over a long time is the difference between him becoming one of the greatest England batters ever or him becoming a very, very good player. I think he has all the skills available and the work ethic to be able to do that. He's also, and this is going to sound like I'm slagging him off, but I remember... I think it was Usman Khawaja talked about this once. It might have been Ed Cowan, one of the Australian openers, talked about the fact that you either need to be really, really smart or really, really simple as a batter. And it's the batters that get caught in the middle, that have all their theories and get a little bit... And he is so simple the way that he bats, right? And he's just like, I'm just going to do this, right? And if you're Usman Khawaja and you're out with your algorithms and, writing notes down, that's absolutely fine. But most batters get stuck in that sort of middle ground of, I've got this theory, but I don't know if I should be playing it. Whereas if you simplify batting the way that Harry Brook has, I think that actually really helps at Test level when you're going up against really top-level players.
A great line from Bobby Simpson, Australia coach, opening batsman, captain. He said, when you start 17, 18 years of age and you get into grade cricket and you get into your state cricket, and somebody says you're number 4, number 5, you strap your pads on, and when it's your turn, you go out and you have a bat. As you get older, what's the weather like? How much moisture is the piece? Look at the grass on here. Well, the wind's blowing this way. Suddenly, it's a complicated game. It's the same game that when you started at 17 years of age. It's exactly the same game.
And that goes back to the KP thing. I always thought that was KP's genius. Sorry to use KP and genius in the same sentence. Or we might get 7 extra hits together. But I always thought that was part of his genius. It was just like, I bat like Kevin Peterson, and I'm always going to bat like Kevin Peterson, whereas I think there are other players who... I remember there was this article in the Cricketer years ago about what guard you take, and most players were like middle, leg, middle and leg, whatever, and there was one player who gave like a 7-paragraph answer, and I was like, well, there's a reason this guy didn't quite make it in Test cricket, and it's because he's got too many theories.
Yeah. So I'm to this day, I've played recently for the over 70s.
Haven't we done a whole video on your batting?
So you probably haven't. It was a wonderful innings. They can't get me out. I still don't know about guard, and so it depends what the weather's like. Leg, please, leg. Middle. No clue. I just look at them, look at the stumps, and stand in front of them. And I think it was Monty Lynch at Surrey, great lad Monty, who used to come in and just stand there. No use to take guard, just play. You stood roughly in front of them.
Yeah.
You're all right.
Near enough.
You stood in front of the stumps, and you know exactly where leg stump, off stump is. And I see these lads sometimes, they draw lines forever. That's what's the overage, cocked up, put in lines, and then precisely every delivery, 1 foot, shove it back a bit, 2 feet, look at the back. Is my grip all right? Get on with it, man.
With the game.
Just get on with
So
it.
would you agree with me that Harry Brook doesn't feel like one of those players?
No.
He feels like the sort of player who could go out and is like, middle, and the umpire's like, a little bit closer to you, and he's like, it doesn't matter.
That'll do.
I'm close enough.
With Harry Brook in Test cricket, in something that could potentially stop him from getting anywhere near the amount of runs that Joe Root is going to end up scoring. Franchise cricket, and obviously he's starting off his Test career a lot later than what Joe Root's done. Do you think that maybe potentially, as the years evolve, that big offers could come his way in white ball cricket, and that his Test career could stop a lot earlier than what Joe Root's will end up stopping?
Yeah,
is that fair?
Anything could happen. Like, we could have a complete split between the game during his career. I mean, all these things are likely, or not likely, possible. He might end up being picked up by an owner, an IPL owner who owns teams all around the world, and they don't want him to play as much Test cricket. So, yeah, all those things can stop him. I think, though, if you look at the kind of player Harry Brook is, and, we go back to someone like Kevin Peterson, who's a good example, and Adam Gilchrist, these guys do come into the game a little bit later, probably because they nick off a lot when they're young, and then they suddenly start to work out what to do. They usually don't have really long careers. Those really attacking players usually have quite shorter careers. He's probably going to have a good 10 or 12 years. Mm-hmm. And because England plays so many Test matches, he might still play 100, 120 games, even more than that, right? So there is a possibility he still goes on to play enough Test matches to be considered a great. But if he's going up against someone who's got 16,000 runs, then,
Long way to go.
Yeah.
Is there going to be an attraction that for Test match cricket that the pay, because there comes a parity with franchise cricket? Look, we're going to pay you massively, and that means sponsorship and broadcast deals come in to stay in this game, because some will chase.
Yeah.
Liam Livingstone, played Test match cricket. Liam Livingstone, he's miles away from that Test team now because he plays franchise cricket.
And at the moment, Brook would get more money as it currently stands to be a Test player than he would be an IPL player. But if he goes back and has one great IPL season, that flips straight away. Right? And that's the problem.
Is he going to captain England at some point in his career, Bumble?
I mean, that's a speculation at the minute. And again, it's a nice position, around about 4 and 5, to captain a team. He'll look shrewd enough. I don't know him as a person, what his character's like. Is he volatile? Is he level?
I'd say from being in around England camps and meeting him, he's one of the most laid back and calm guys I've come across in a long, long time.
Yeah,
Seems like nothing bothers him, nothing
Do you want
him
him to be England captain? What's your relationship with Harry Brook like?
My relationship with Harry Brook? Well, I think I've got a very professional relationship with Harry Brook, obviously.
I've never seen you have a professional relationship with anyone.
Well, no, I've tried.
You're everyone's friend.
With the England players, I try and have a... Although I should say, not this is about me, but Stuart Broad came in here a few months ago, and he said the England players... They had a bit of a giggle about me. Do you know why? They said, because I'm always going for a high five like that.
Yeah.
I'm always like that. And he said, like that guy from talkSPORT, he loves a high five and a hug. I didn't know that was a good thing or a bad thing, that my name was being dropped in the England dressing room in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Did it mean John Norman?
No, very good. I promise you he meant me. Nobody high fives like me.
I can't imagine John Norman hugging England players.
No, I don't hug them. It's more of a...
Have you hugged Harry Brook?
Do you know what it is? It's more one of those, and then you kind of like shoulder them like that.
Is that
It is. No, that is.
Is that a hug?
That is a debate for this. This is a debate for this. When you meet someone that you're acquainted with, you know them. Is it a fist pump?
What?
Is it a handshake?
Yeah.
Is it a high five? Or is it a full-on?
No, that's my favourite one. That one there. That's my.
So when you did that with Harry Brook, did you feel leadership from him?
Oh, Bumble, as soon as I did that with Harry Brook in New Zealand,
I would like you to lead him.
You're the next white ball captain, 100%.
So I had one this weekend, and it's that awkwardness where I was in a car with Miss Moneypenny from the James Bond films. And it's that...
Friend of the show.
Miss Moneypenny, Samantha Bond.
Oh, wow.
And so James
name
Bond...
drop that is Bumble.
It did. So the awkwardness is, when you get out of the car, is it a one kiss or a two kiss?
Oh, yeah.
I've always found that awkward.
Yeah.
Because I'm more of a polite. I'm a handshake. I like.
Do you know what?
Just can I just check the notes? Was this,
I
didn't see the missed money penny question on your notes.
I've just thrown it in there.
That's what we love doing. We love ad-libbing on this, don't we? On this. Can I ask you one more question about Harry Brook?
Yeah.
What do you think will be his best role in an England white ball team? Because we saw him score 100 opening, didn't we, in the IPL?
Can I be very old-fashioned here? I
Let's
just
go
like him to score runs.
Okay.
Yeah, just score runs quickly. Don't get out. Get them as fast as you can.
But then in this New England kind of soft reset, if you like, in white ball cricket, is he a finisher?
Four,
or is he
isn't he? I think that's where he probably fits in the one-day side, number 4. He might end up at number 4 on the Test side.
Just get as many runs as you can, mate.
Yeah.
You need in T20 cricket, you need one substantial innings in the top 5, and you've every chance of getting 200 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.